I don't mean this to be in like a condescending way. I found it kind of weird or strange that like how she was connected to the group.
Mhm.
Uh, I really could care less about her relationship with Shep. Like that's neither here nor there. That's so far in the past. But again, when you're trying to come from my person, I don't, that doesn't vibe with me.
Well, hey Taylor, thank you so much for talking with me today ahead of season 10 of Southern Charm. I can't believe 10 seasons. How are you feeling going into this one?
I'm sure that the OGs are feeling a different type of way looking back at 10 seasons worth of stuff, but I've been here for four. So, kind of joining in halfway, I guess. It's been pretty crazy, but I'm glad to be a part of this big success for the show, the double digit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, last season we saw you just have like a really dramatic, turbulent season. Did that impact you going into filming this season in any way? Were you a little like nervous or?
Oh, absolutely. So this year was definitely, or well, last year was definitely a lot of trials. And this season, going into it, I really just wanted to focus on mending those relationships with the women of the group,
Mhm.
and strengthening our relationships there. So I was definitely nervous, just because the way that we left off last season, I felt very secluded from the women of the group specifically. So I really wanted to focus on mending those relationships, and hopefully we'll get to see some of that and see a little bit more of bonding amongst the women.
Yeah, do you think that was kind of a successful mission this season for you?
I would say with the women who have already been on the show and the women from last season, I think that there definitely is some mending that happened between us as a group. And then obviously newcomer Molly, she is just was easy to come on into the show, and she's known everybody for a long time. So that was an easy person to get along with. So you see Molly and I bonding a lot, but there's definitely a lot of mending amongst myself and the other ladies from last season.
Well, that's good to hear. We've also got a different kind of relationship that we're going to get to see from you this season. So much has changed. Tell us a little bit about your new man. You guys have been together for a while now.
Yeah, it's been a year and some change.
Mhm.
So we celebrated our 1 year back in September. And
Congrats.
yeah, you get to see a little bit of it. He definitely is not really wanting to be in the limelight. He's kind of focused on his work and things of that nature. So you'll see him a little bit though. I'm excited to share that part of my life just a tad. But just from past experiences, I find it best to just keep your relationship off camera, anyways. This one's a keeper. So I definitely want to make sure that we keep that safe space safe.
Yeah, I was going to ask how it is, filming your life and then kind of trying to keep that private, but it sounds like it's for the better for you.
Yeah, I mean, going from both filming a relationship and then having a relationship and not necessarily putting it all out on camera, it's very different,
Mhm.
because you're really having to get into the nitty gritty of your relationship. And not every relationship is perfect and rainbows and butterflies. But when you have a ton of people weighing in on your relationship and watching you guys have an argument, it's very difficult to try to navigate. So, being able to navigate that privately is very nice.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But you'll get to still see some really sweet parts, and I'm excited to show him because he is an incredible person, and I'm very happy to be in this relationship. So you do get to see a little bit of it.
Oh, good. I'm excited because you just seem like you're in a really good place. You seem like you're in a little bit of a lighter place too. Is that how it feels to you?
Absolutely. After last season, I was definitely a dog with a tail in between my legs, and going through a lot of stuff just relationally and with the show, and then with my family and personal life. It was very heavy. So I knew if I didn't do something to change my mindset, it was going to be pretty detrimental. So I started in therapy, and that's been absolutely life changing.
Good.
So I highly recommend therapy for people. I used to not believe in it, and I'm really glad that I gave it another shot. But
Yeah.
that, and then just my relationship with someone who saw the broken pieces and instead of running the other way, said, "How can I help you pick these pieces up?" So I don't feel alone in all of this. And I just felt like a lot of support from different areas of my life. Obviously, my friends and family, but having a therapist and having this guy come into my life and just help build me up and feel the support. I'm definitely feeling that and feeling a lot more confident going into this next season.
Oh, that's amazing. Especially, going into your therapy journey a little bit. Was there any piece of advice or anything that really resonated with you that you would want to share with people? Anything that might help viewers?
I, I always used to think that I could diagnose myself.
Mhm.
Just being like, okay, I know what's going on. I can understand my feelings. But when you're lost in a lot of stuff and there's just things coming from every which angle, and you feel like this outsider person won't understand, um, it's knowing that they might not understand the situation, but they understand the emotions.
Mhm.
And that's where I had a lot of trouble is that you don't get it. You don't understand what I'm going through. But being able to open up and understand that they are professionals that get the emotion side of everything. And so helping you work through that. But the biggest thing that she taught me was just like be patient with yourself, try to calm yourself down before speaking, which I have a very hard time doing because I just react a lot of the time. And so she's just like, do the 10 count method, be like, protect your safe space. If someone's trying to come at you in any way that you feel targeted, just take a big deep breath and protect that safe space. So being able to just let things slide and not feel like I have to address that, or if somebody was to dig a jab, not feeling like I have to address it, just this is my safe space. I'm going to protect it. So I'm not going to allow you to come in and mess with it.
Yeah, that seems like that would come in very handy in this environment, especially, Charleston, everyone's always got something to say about everything. And I hear that your relationship kind of has some people who are really supportive and some people who are not as supportive. Where did people fall on that spectrum and how did that affect your relationships this season?
Well, first and foremost, the only person who really knows Gaston or has taken time to get to know him is Rod.
Mhm.
So, outside of that, the people who don't know him or haven't given the chance to get to know him or, at any given moment, I don't really, I'm not valuing their opinion. I know that
Right.
people want me to be happy. And then there's a select few that are maybe seem a little jealous or I don't know. It's very interesting to watch the dynamic between people who do know him, the people who don't know him, and then the people who kind of want to watch our relationship fizzle. So I've just, again, going back to protecting that safe space, that's a safe space for me.
Mhm.
So the people who don't know him don't really care. The people who are trying to come in between us or try to damage that connection that we have, I find it silly and I find it funny and I go, there seems to be a little bit of jealousy here, so I'm just gonna again let it slide.
Right. So that's just not even coming from an authentic place in your mind.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's tough too, especially
Truly,
hearing
if you
all
look
of
at
the
it's
voices.
three people, there's three people who specifically are trying to target this relationship, and it's the three people who I go, you don't have my best interest. So like I just see a lot of jealousy here and you're looking silly, so just stop.
Well, I know we see in the trailer this new girl, Sally, come in and she's got stuff to say about Gaston. She's got stuff to say about her history with Shep. Was she one of the three people who you were a little bit questioning?
She might be one of those three people.
She might be one of those three people. What was it like having her coming in and kind of, chirping about you and your ex and your boyfriend and having her be this new addition to the group?
I don't mean this to be in like a condescending way. I found it kind of weird or strange that like how she was connected to the group.
Mhm.
Uh, I really could care less about her relationship with Shep. Like that's neither here nor there. That's so far in the past. But again, when you're trying to come for my person, I don't, that doesn't vibe with me. I'm a very happy person and I'm in a very happy relationship. And so someone who's trying to come in and damage that and try to play this narrative of the nice girl that's coming in and trying to have someone's back, when I go, I don't know you. So when you're coming in like this, it just seems like you're trying to ruin something because you're jealous of it.
Yeah. And so I'm imagining that that was kind of a difficult relationship or maybe even a non-relationship that you had to deal with throughout the season.
It was a little frustrating.
Yeah,
I'll say
I
that. It
can
was a little frustrating.
imagine.
But
No,
yeah,
yeah, but you managed to make it through. And you said that Molly, your other newcomer, was like a really great friend, a new person. Well, she's in the group, but a new person on the show.
yeah.
Did that help at all, having one newcomer coming in and being a little bit more on the opposite side? Did it help to have an ally in the crew?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. And Molly's just so easy and she's very go with the flow. She's not someone that is manipulative or going to try to come in and stir the pot. She's someone that listens and gives sound advice. And I feel very safe with her. So it was really nice to have her coming in and just being able to laugh and goof off and have a good time with her.
Yeah, I mean, how did having these new people, we've got both of them coming in, how did it impact kind of the general dynamic of the group? Do you think it improved it or just shifted it or not too much of an effect?
I mean, it makes sense because Molly has, she's Charleston tried and
Yeah,
true, and she's known everybody for such a long time. So that was a very easy transition and makes sense for her to be around because she knows everybody. And then, Sally was just kind of like, I don't understand the dynamic. She's meeting people coming in. And so it was just kind of random, in my opinion.
yeah,
But I don't think that it was anything crazy to the dynamic of the group.
yeah.
Maybe one that makes sense and one that's kind of random.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe Sally coming in also affected some of the friendships that you had already established or the friendships that you were looking to repair this season?
I think so. And that was a little frustrating just because it's people that don't know this person. And it seemed like she was trying to confirm these thoughts with the girls in the group about me.
Mhm.
And I'm going, nobody here really knows you. So you coming in and trying to confirm these thoughts about what these women might be thinking about me is very frustrating because I'm trying to mend that and show them that I was going through a very tough period of my life. And I acted out in ways that I've never acted out, and that's not who I am. So trying to mend those relationships and then someone coming in and trying to weasel in that area and say, well, you're not to be trusted. I'm going, nobody knows, nobody knows you. Like, I don't know you. These girls are getting to know you. Like, so you coming in and trying to say that is just, it's random. It's kind of like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I imagine that would be hurtful too, because you do have such a history with like, all the women in the group to have this kind of
Yeah.
come in and plant a seed against you.
I mean, absolutely. And I've gotten to know the women over the years.
Mhm.
Like the second that I started dating Shep, we were hanging out with Austin and Madison. So I got to know her on such a fun and different level. And I've had moments with Leva, I've had moments with Anita. So getting to know these people throughout the years where they've seen me kind of grow and then they watched me crash. um, I'm sitting there wanting to make sure that I'm mending those friendships where I go, that is not who I am. And I know you girls don't know me super duper well, but you guys have gotten to know me throughout the past years. And this isn't something where you go, oh, I saw that coming. It was a hiccup in life. And so, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it seems like there's this complicated dynamic, and at the same time, you're very protective of your peace this season. Do you feel like you handled things the way that you wanted to handle them, or was it just kind of a difficult back and forth of navigating?
I think I handled things a lot better this season. I definitely have moments where I kind of maybe pop off a little randomly just out of frustration. Um, yeah, but again, that's where I'm still a work in progress and I'm going to continue to be a work in progress. But yeah, I'm just trying to navigate this new season of my life and where I am now and how it's going to affect my relationships with each of the cast members. I do see myself getting frustrated sometimes, but overall, I think that I've can kind of tried to stay out of things and be respectful of my boundaries and respectful of my peace.
That's good to hear. Well, I'm excited to see everything that happens with you this season. It sounds like there was a lot going down, and there's a lot of drama going on with everyone else too. Classic Southern charm. I was shocked to see TJ not even finishing out the season. Was that
Or
a
JT.
surprise to you? Or JT? Yeah, was that a surprise for you guys?
Um, a little bit,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I think he kind of dug his own grave, and it wasn't anything that anyone did on the cast. He kind
Mhm.
of just did it to himself. So, and everybody had his back, truly. He went from having one enemy, Austin, to pretty much having one ally, and then ruining that one, like just having no allies. So, yeah, I think that it was kind of something that maybe we weren't totally shocked by,
Mhm.
but it's more of an eye roll. It's just kind of like, hey, we're here to finish your job. Like
Yeah.
that's not fair to everyone else. We've all had hard seasons. We've all been through it. Finish it out.
Yeah, I can imagine that as someone who just had a hard season, you're like, come on.
Yeah. And you don't think that I didn't want to show up to reunion last year after
Yeah,
all I've been through with everything, including my family? Like,
yeah,
but yeah, you can't finish out a season. I was like, be a man, stand
yeah.
up and be a man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't know what goes on yet, but we've seen in the trailer, he and Vanita are getting flirty, and then he hard launches this relationship on Instagram. Was that a shock? I want to know what was going on in the group chats then.
I he had supposedly been dating somebody. I don't really
Mhm.
know the whole story.
Yeah.
And you'll definitely see it unfold, I think, a little bit, but JT really just wasn't around much,
Mm.
that or around me at least. So knowing what was going on in his life was just kind of a big mystery to everyone. Um, so it'll be really interesting to kind of see how that all unfolds.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens. Is there anything else
Y'all
that
are.
you're like, you're right. Is there anything that you're like really excited for people to see this season? Anything that you think is fun or you had fun filming?
We had such a blast in the Bahamas. There is one scene that I hope really makes it. But it was after dinner, we all went back up to the girls' suite, and a couple of the guys had shared a little song that they wrote. And we were just keeled over, laughing, having a great time. So I really hope that that makes it because that's something I'm excited for people to see. Just fun. That's always the big thing. And we really did. We had such a great time in the Bahamas. Just we did like water slides in the water park and just I think we had a lot of fun. You'll see there's a couple of people that probably didn't have so much fun, but I think that's the one vacation I guess that I'm excited for people to see.
It was your turn to have a good trip.
Yes, it was. And we really tried to make it that way. Yeah.
Well, I am super, super grateful that you took the time to talk with me today. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell people before they tune into season 10?
I mean, season wise, get excited. But yeah, just I mean, stay tuned, stay up to speed with what people have going on currently. Because I know there's going to be a lot of new things, new ventures that people are doing. I know Austin's got his new beer that he just launched. Madison's got some fun things. I just am getting ready to launch my athleisure line. So just staying up to speed with what people have going on currently, because it's fun to see what people are doing outside of the show. So
It is booked and busy.
yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Again, really appreciate it. And I am looking forward to season 10.